This one from Dawg Pound Daily. 5 certified building blocks for the Browns in 2023. Number 1, they go with Myles Garrett, edge rusher. Hard to argue with that. Number 2, Deshaun Watson, the quarterback. Number 3, former first-round pick, 4th overall, Denzel Ward. Number 4, recently acquired wide receiver, Elijah Moore. They admit there's a bit of projection happening there, and that's fair. And number 5, they go with Martin Emerson, a third-round pick from a season ago. Let's welcome in Tim Bielik, cleveland.com, as well as the Plain Dealer. Tim, first 3 you can't argue with. Those guys have done it and have had success in the NFL. I understand where they're going with Moore and Emerson and tend to agree. But you got to see some production. If you get production specifically from those 2, should be a really good year for the Browns.
Yeah, definitely. And when you talk about Elijah Moore, there is a lot of projection there. You know, I've talked before about, how his, quarterback play with the Jets obviously was not very good his first 2 seasons in the NFL. And that contributed in part to why he didn't put up the kind of numbers everybody expected him to have at all that he did at Ole Miss coming to the NFL, considering the athletic package he's working with. Now you bring him into Cleveland. Yeah, he's not going to be number 1 or number 2 receiver possibly, but it's a clear upgrade in quarterback going from Zach Wilson to Deshaun Watson. I don't think anybody can doubt that upgrade. Then Martin Emerson, obviously, it's rare to see a third-round pick step up and be that impactful right away. I mean, this is a guy that, I thought, was going to need some time to learn. He was forced into action pretty quickly, and he really played extremely well. And he's got the size to really complement Denzel Ward. Denzel's got, the quickness to handle the shorter, quicker receivers, and Martin Emerson can handle the taller receivers, as we saw him do against Mike Evans of the Buccaneers last season. So certainly those 2 guys still have some work to do to really prove themselves as consistent, productive players, but you can understand the reasoning why those 2 got, selected behind Garrett, Watson, and Ward, who all have been very productive in the NFL and still are on the right side of 30, which means they still got plenty of years of good production left, you would think.
The other thing that shows you is just the value of running backs, because Nick Chubb is among the best running backs in the NFL, but that position has it's been devalued without question.
Yeah, I mean, how many teams do you see have, that true workhorse running back? I mean, the Titans and the Colts are among those 2 teams with Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, and you can understand why. But even in Cleveland, as good as Nick Chubb is, throughout his career, they've made an effort to have a number 2 back who could take some of the wear and tear off Nick Chubb and extend his career. Seems like that's going to be Jerome Ford this year. How well he does, we're going to have to wait and see till those games come up to see if he's an adequate number 2. But certainly put a lot of good things out there in the preseason and in kick return duty to show he has some potential there.